Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be looking at a new light from Olight. This is the S2R Baton 2. This guy just got released, and it's a really awesome flashlight. They sent it over so I can check it out and show you guys some of the different features. I really like this flashlight, especially as an EDC flashlight, because I tend to stick to smaller flashlights, but I always like flashlights that throw out a lot of light, and this particular light does a really good job at it. It's a little bit bigger than your standard 18650 battery, so you only get, you get the body and the head, so it's a very small compact form factor, but you get a lot of light out of this flashlight here. So before we look at the flashlight itself, let's take a look at some of the accessories that come with it. And you get this really cool pouch here. It's a nice kind of felt pouch, and you have the Olight logo on either side, and it's a drawstring there. And then inside you'll see some of the different accessories. So the first one is a wrist lanyard. I like it when flashlights include wrist lanyards because if you're going to be walking around or something like that, you can throw this guy on the back of the flashlight, and then you can adjust it, and you don't have to worry about it falling or anything like that. Besides that, you have, I don't know if you guys noticed, on the light itself, you do have a blue pocket clip, but if you do not like the blue pocket clip, they also include a black one, which is really nice. So you do have a couple different options, so you can switch it out to the black one if you want to. And then last but not least, you also get the charger in here. And this is a rechargeable flashlight, and it's really cool because it actually charges with this magnetic charger that it just attaches to the base of the flashlight, and then all you have to do is connect it to either a computer or a battery bank or a power brick or something like that, and charge up your flashlight. So it's really, really nice. So we'll talk about the charger in a little bit more in depth later on in the video, but those are the different accessories that are included with the S2R Baton 2 flashlight here. So as far as the light itself, again, it's a really small form factor, which is really nice, especially if you're going to be carrying it for EDC purposes, but you do get a lot of different functionality and a lot of really awesome light coming out of the front of this little guy here. So in the front, let's see if the camera will pick it up. It tells you right on the top there. So the max lumen is 1150, so 1150 lumens. So again, that's the turbo output, so that's your max output out of this light. So 1150 lumens out of a flashlight the size of basically an 18650 battery, which is really awesome. So again, really small. As you guys can see, I almost totally conceal it in my hand there, but you're getting a lot of really useful light coming out of the light itself. So you have the pocket clip here. Again, the blue one comes attached already on the light. If you don't like the blue one, you can go ahead and switch it out for that black one. It does have a side switch here. I technically prefer flashlights that have a tail cap switch, but with this smaller form factor and because of the fact that the charging takes place in the tail cap, I understand why they had to go with the switch on the side. It is smooth. I would prefer to have it some sort of texture on it, just so you can kind of feel it if you're feeling around maybe in the dark or something like that. But again, it is what it is. And you do have a little LED in the middle right there, which actually gives you the battery percentage. That's really cool. So at a glance, you can actually see how much battery, or roughly about how much battery you have. So there's 3 different colors. So green means that you're anywhere from 70 to 100% of the battery, so that's good. Yellow means you're anywhere from 15% to 70%, and then red means you're somewhere below 15%, so you should go ahead and throw it on the charger. So that's really cool, and I'll turn it on so you guys can maybe see what that's talking about. So as you guys can see there, it is green, so we're good anywhere from 70 to 100% of the battery. So the texturing on the flashlight, it's really aggressive. I really like it. I like the fact that it goes all the way around, especially because it's such a smaller form factor flashlight. So if your hands are wet or sweaty or something like that, you're definitely not going to have to worry about this light slipping out of your hands. That texturing definitely comes in handy, and you can get a really good feel for it. And then on the bottom, you do have that magnetic base to charge it, but you can also use that to attach the flashlight to different metallic surfaces. So if you're working like on the engine of your car or something like that, you can stick it onto the hood and use it as light, so you can go ahead and work on the car and hands-free and not have to worry about it. One thing that I did want to add, which I found a little odd, and I'll show you guys here by comparison. This is another one of Olight's new flashlights. This is the i3T EOS. So as you guys see, this has a very similar clip to the S2R here. So this is what they call an reverse S clip, and basically this is designed so that if you want to attach this to like the bill of a hat or something like that and go completely hands-free, you can go ahead and do that via this portion on the top right here, and then on the bottom here you just kind of stick it into your pants. So I like the fact that the pocket clip is nice and high, so that means that the flashlight rides very low in your pants. It's you know, you can easily conceal it if you have to or something like that. But then it has that reverse S as well. So unless I'm missing it and I don't see anywhere else to attach the clip, that doesn't really serve a purpose. I don't know if it's just that's just the clips they make them like that, but I did want to point that out in case you guys think that you can use that. Again, if you slide it into the bill of the hat, it's going to be facing you. So I guess you can go this way. But again, that would just be the standard way that the clip would be, so there's no need for that reverse. So I just wanted to point that out because I did notice it, and I don't know if anybody else has mentioned it. I know there's a lot of videos coming out on this guy, so I wanted to point that out. So as far as the different modes on this light, you have quite a few modes. Again, I already talked about the turbo mode, which is 1150 lumens. That actually is good for about 2 minutes. And then from there, what it'll do is it'll ramp down to the high output, which is 400 lumens. So anywhere from 2 to 2.5 minutes, you get, or you know, about 2 minutes, you get 1150 lumens, and then it goes down to 400 lumens, which is the high, and that'll run about 230 minutes. So again, you get some really good output. Even at high, you get 400 lumens, again, for roughly around 4 hours. From there, you go medium, and medium is 120 lumens. Again, really good usage for EDC purposes, and that'll be for about 14 hours. And then low is going to be 15 lumens, and that's going to be for 100 hours. So really awesome light output out of this little flashlight here. You do get a couple other modes. You do have a moonlight mode, which is 0.5 lumens, and that's going to be good for 60 days. Again, that's if you really needed to preserve the light, the battery. You just need a very minimal light, 0.5 lumens for 60 days. And then you also have a strobe on there. So no SOS or no beacon or something like that. I really don't use those modes. Once in a while I will use strobe, but for the most part, I think they kept them to the modes that people would normally use as far as the everyday usage on this flashlight. So the S2R Baton 2 also has a couple other really cool modes. The first one is a lock mode. So that means that if you don't want the flashlight to inadvertently turn on while it's in your pants or in a bag or something like that, you can actually lock out the flashlight so that it, even if you press the switch, it won't turn on. And then when you go to use it, you can go ahead and unlock it. So that's a really awesome feature, especially with side switch. So I'm glad that they did include that. And then another feature that I'm not very familiar with, I don't think I've had any other flashlights that have that, is a timer feature. So if you need the light to turn off after a set amount of time, this actually has 2 timers. So it has a 3-minute timer and a 9-minute timer. So what that means is if you're, let's say you're using this as an ambient light, maybe inside of a tent or something like that, and you have the light on, but you fall asleep, you don't want the flashlight to die or the battery to run out, you can actually set it to maybe 9 minutes or 3 minutes, and then the light will actually turn off after that set amount of time. That's really cool. Again, it's a kind of hidden feature that's added into the flashlight, but it definitely makes a lot of sense, especially as an EDC flashlight or a flashlight that you're always going to be carrying around with you. Alright, so taking a look at the charging mechanism, again, this is a magnetic tail cap here, and it charges magnetically using the charger here, which is really cool. It's a proprietary charger, so all you have to do is stick it on there. You don't have to worry about fumbling through trying to find like a micro USB port or something like that. Sometimes, you know, is it going in the right way or whatnot? As you guys can see, very easily it attaches there and it charges all the time. You will see a charging indicator on the LED right here on the side switch, and then all you have to do is go ahead and plug it into again, either a computer or a power brick or a battery bank or something like that. Now this is really cool, especially for EDC flashlights, because you can charge it on the go. Now the only drawback is that, again, it is a proprietary charger, so if you do lose this, you have to go ahead and purchase another one. But for the most part, if you always keep track of your stuff, then it shouldn't really be a problem. And I like the fact of how easy it is. It's also flat, so if you're charging it, you can actually stand it up and you don't have to lay it down on the side or anything like that. You can stand it up and see the LED and see how much charge is going, and then if it's red, it's charging, and then once it turns green, it's good to go. Alright guys, so I wanted to bring you outside so you can see how the S2R Baton 2 performs in regular EDC tasks like maybe walking around your neighborhood and things like that. Now this flashlight is designed as more of a floodlight and not so much a thrower. So in other words, it's not going to throw the light way out there where you're going to be able to see things coming at you at a far distance, but right in front of you, anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 yards, it's going to be a really good floodlight. So it's going to light up a lot of area right in front of you, perfect for EDC tasks. So again, this flashlight has a turbo mode of 1150 lumens, but I don't find myself using that mode quite often because again, it kind of ramps down to the high mode of 400 lumens after 2 minutes. So I find myself using high more than any other mode. I will use turbo if it's a special occasion where I need a lot of light for a short amount of time, but for the most part, I tend to use high the majority of the time. Alright, so the way that this shot is set up, the trash can that you see there in front of you to the left is about 10 yards away, and then the stop sign further out that way in the middle of the shot, it's about 25 yards away. So again, this is the optimal operating range for the S2R Baton 2. Now this flashlight does have a memory, so it will come on in whatever one of the 3 modes, so low, medium, or high, you left it on last. So if you turn it on, I actually left it on low. So this is low mode right here. As you guys can see, it's doing a good job of illuminating that trash can right there, which is 10 yards away. But anything past that, again, the stop sign is reflective, so it is reflecting the light, but the tree behind it or anything like that, you don't really see much. So if I press and hold, it's going to go to medium, and that's again going to be 120 lumens. So again, this is pretty good usage for EDC task. It's doing a little bit better job at illuminating the tree right behind the stop sign there. So again, perfect for lighting up whatever is in front of you right there so you can see everything. And then if you press it again, it's going to go up to high, and again, high is 400 lumens. So again, this is really good, and this is the mode that I use the majority of the time because it gives me a lot of light, especially for EDC tasks. Now if I did want to maybe light up a little bit more for a short amount of time, all I have to do is double click and it's going to go to turbo, and then again, that's 1150 lumens. Again, you can see the whole tree right there, the trash can right there. The light is almost getting washed out because it's so bright, but this is perfect for a short amount of time to get a lot of light out there. Now last but not least, again, the last mode that I used was high, so if I turn it back on, it's going to turn on in high, and if I triple click the side switch there, it's going to go to strobe. And again, this is perfect if you needed to disorient somebody or to signal somebody to let them know where you're at. Now the last mode that I wanted to show you is that moonlight mode. Again, this is perfect for if you want to preserve the battery. Again, it's going to last you for 60 days. So I'll turn it on, just leave the side switch pressed. As you guys can see, it really isn't doing anything. So what I'll do is I'll put my hand here in front of the camera, and this is perfect if you're inside of a tent and you're reading a book or something like that. You don't want the light bouncing back and blinding you or anything like that. And again, it's 0.5 lumens, good for 60 days. Alright guys, so lastly, I wanted to talk to you guys about the price of this flashlight. The S2R Baton 2 actually retails for $69.99, but Olight is going to be doing a flash sale tomorrow, November 9th. I'm trying to upload this video on the 8th, so tomorrow, November 9th, they're going to be doing a flash sale all day. You're going to be able to save $21 on this, so you're going to be retailing at $48.99. So that's a really awesome price. $48.99 for this really cool EDC flashlight. Now, they also have a couple other freebies. So if you spend over $159 on their site, you get a free S2A. And again, that's the whole day tomorrow, November 9th. I'm going to leave a link below in case you guys are interested in taking advantage of that. Go ahead and check out the site and pick one of these guys up. So there it is. This is the new S2R Baton 2 flashlight from Olight. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.